The sky above Earth's major cities shimmered with an eerie glow, not from the stars, but from an object that defied all known laws of physics and human understanding. The arrival of the alien spacecraft, a colossal structure that blotted out the stars with its sheer size, sent a wave of panic and fascination across the globe. News channels, social media feeds, and government alerts buzzed with a singular question: were they a threat or harbingers of peace? In a secluded high-security facility, world leaders and top military officials gathered, their faces etched with concern and curiosity. The tension in the room was palpable, a mix of fear and awe, as they awaited first contact. The answer came not with a grand display of power, but through a simple universal plea for help, broadcasted across every communication channel. The Tevral, as they called themselves, had lost one of their own on Earth. The Tevral explained that during a covert observational mission, a curious and adventurous Tevral child had stowed away, unbeknownst to the crew, and found itself stranded on Earth. The revelation that these visitors from the stars had been silently observing humanity for centuries, yet remained hidden due to their non-interference policy, was almost as shocking as their presence. The child, immune to Earth's pathogens, posed no threat to humanity. But the same could not be said for the Tevral. A deadly pathogen, benign to humans, made it impossible for them to retrieve the youngling without risking a pandemic upon their return. Their technology, while advanced, was helpless against the biological hazard. Earth's leaders were stunned. The aliens, for all their technological marvels, needed humanity's help. Alex Carter, a retired Special Forces operator known for his daring rescues and unmatched survival skills, was chosen to lead the mission. Despite his tough exterior, Alex had a soft spot for the underdog, a trait that made him the perfect candidate for such an unprecedented rescue. Assembling a team of the best minds and bravest souls from around the globe, including scientists, soldiers, and a linguist adept in the Tevral's complex language, Alex prepared for the mission. The Tevral provided them with technology that seemed like magic: devices that could translate their speech, scanners that could track biological signatures, and protective gear that could withstand the harshest environments. The mission was not just about finding the Tevral child. It was a test of humanity's ability to act as one, transcending borders, politics, and old grievances. As the team embarked on their journey, the world watched, holding its breath, united in hope and fear. The search for the Tevral child was not just a rescue mission. It was humanity's first step into a larger universe, a test of compassion, courage, and the willingness to extend a hand to a stranger from the stars. In the silence of the high-security briefing room, Alex looked at his team, a motley crew of the world's best. "Let's bring them their kid back," he said, a determined glint in his eye. The adventure was about to begin, and with it a new chapter in human history. The hunt for the Tevral child led Alex and his team deep into the heart of the Amazon rainforest, a place where the line between the ancient and the modern blurred. Equipped with the alien technology provided by the Tevral and their own survival skills, the team ventured into the dense foliage, aware that every step took them further from their world and closer to something entirely unknown. The Amazon was unforgiving, a living, breathing entity that seemed to watch their every move with hidden eyes. The humidity clung to them like a second skin, and the sounds of the jungle were a constant reminder that they were not alone. Yet the team pushed forward, driven by the knowledge that somewhere in this green maze was a being far from home, scared and alone. Their guide through this alien landscape was not human, but a piece of Tevral technology. A small, orb-like device that hovered around Alex, projecting a holographic map that pulsed with a soft blue light, indicating the child's last known location. The device, however, could not account for the living maze of the Amazon, where paths changed with the whims of nature. As days turned into nights, the team faced challenges that tested their resolve and skills. Venomous snakes, treacherous terrain, and the ever-present danger of losing their way were constant companions. Yet, amid these trials, the team found moments of beauty and wonder. bioluminescent plants that lit up the night with ethereal glows, the chorus of the jungle at night, and the simple camaraderie that formed around campfires spoke to the resilience of life in all its forms. It was during one of these nights, as the team shared stories of their lives beyond the jungle, that the Tevral guide, communicating through the orb, shared tales of their world. The Tevral spoke of cities that floated in the sky, of art that was felt rather than seen, and of a society where harmony with the universe was the foundation of their existence. In these exchanges, the team found a new respect for their alien companions, realizing that despite the vast differences, there were similarities in their hopes, fears, and love for their children. The breakthrough came when Mia, the team's biologist, noticed a pattern in the sightings of an unknown creature by the local tribes. Descriptions of a child of the stars who could speak with the animals led them to a secluded part of the rainforest, known to the locals as the place where the earth touches the sky. Here, the jungle canopy opened up to reveal the night sky in all its splendor, a place where the stars seemed close enough to touch. Using the Tevral's technology, they scanned the area, and there it was, a faint signal, like a heartbeat, coming from a cave hidden behind a waterfall. The team moved with renewed energy, the end of their journey in sight. But as they approached, they realized they were not alone. Hidden in the shadows, watching their every move, were eyes filled with curiosity and intelligence. The Tevral child had found them just as much as they had found it. But as Alex reached out, a new challenge emerged. The child was not alone. It had become the protector of a group of orphaned jungle creatures, and it was afraid to leave them behind. The mission had taken an unexpected turn. It was no longer just a rescue. It was a negotiation, a plea for trust between species that had never before communicated. Alex and his team, standing at the threshold of discovery, realized that their journey was far from over. They had found the Tevral child, but now they needed to convince it to come home, not just for its sake, but for the sake of the new family it had found in the most unlikely of places. As dawn broke over the Amazon, the team faced a new dilemma. The Tevral child, though seemingly eager to reunite with its kind, refused to abandon the makeshift family it had created among the Earth's creatures. The bond it formed with the orphaned animals showcased an innate empathy, highlighting the universal language of care and protection that transcended species. The situation required a delicate touch, and Alex, with his innate understanding of both the mission's urgency and the child's reluctance, proposed a solution. They would bring the animals along, ensuring the child felt safe and unthreatened by the transition back to its own kind. However, their plans were quickly overshadowed by an unforeseen challenge. The team's presence in the jungle had not gone unnoticed. A rogue faction operating on the fringes of legality and driven by a desire for alien technology and leverage over the Tevral had been tracking them. Seeing the alien child as the ultimate prize, this group was prepared to do whatever it took to capture it for their own ends. The first indication of this new threat came in the form of sabotage. The team's communication equipment, crucial for coordinating with the global coalition and the Tevral orbiting above, was found dismantled, a clear sign that their mission was compromised. The realization that they were not only hunters, but also the hunted, added a grave urgency to their task. Alex, reverting to his military training, organized the team into a defensive posture, ready to protect the Tevral child and their newfound charges at all costs. The confrontation was inevitable. In a clearing lit by the harsh light of portable floodlights, the rogue faction made their move. Armed and ruthless, they demanded the team hand over the Tevral child. The ensuing conflict was a chaotic blend of advanced technology and primal struggle, as both sides fought with a desperation driven by wildly different motives. Alex and his team, despite being outnumbered and outgunned, leveraged their superior knowledge of the terrain and the element of surprise, turning the tables on their assailants. In the midst of the skirmish, the Tevral child, revealing abilities unseen by its own species, manipulated the jungle's flora with a sort of innate biotelekinesis, ensnaring the attackers in vines and roots, turning the tide of the battle. The display of power was a stark reminder of the child's unique potential and the reason it had become a target. The conflict ended as quickly as it began. with the rogue faction retreating, but not without issuing a warning of their return. The team was left to assess their wounds and the realization that their mission was now even more critical. They needed to expedite their journey back, not just to ensure the safety of the Tivral child, but to prevent any further attempts that could escalate into an interstellar incident. In the aftermath, as the team regrouped and prepared to move out, the Tivral child approached Alex, extending a hand in a gesture of gratitude and trust. In that moment, a silent understanding passed between them, a mutual recognition of the sacrifices made and the battles fought not just for survival, but for the preservation of dignity and freedom across the cosmos. The journey back was a race against time, with the team now fully aware of the stakes involved. They were guardians of a new frontier in human-alien relations, a testament to the potential for unity in the face of adversity. As they navigated through the dense jungle towards extraction, the weight of their mission bore down on them, a constant reminder of the fragile thread that connected all beings in the vast tapestry of the universe. With the rogue faction momentarily thwarted and the Tivral child alongside its unique assembly of Earthborn companions in tow, Alex's team pressed forward, aware that each step brought them closer to their goal, yet potentially deeper into peril. The journey back was marked by a palpable tension, with the team now vigilantly scanning the lush, dense canopy, not just for the natural predators of the Amazon, but for human ones, whose greed and ambition posed a far greater threat. The Tivral child, seemingly sensing the gravity of their situation, exhibited an unexpected level of cooperation and understanding, guiding the team through shortcuts known only to it and the animals it protected. This symbiotic relationship between the child and the terrestrial wildlife underscored a universal bond that transcended the boundaries of world and species, adding a layer of awe to the mission's fraught narrative. As they navigated through a particularly dense thicket, a breakthrough emerged in the form of a secluded airstrip, previously used by researchers but now abandoned, which could serve as an extraction point. The plan was simple yet fraught with risk. Secure the area, signal the orbiting Tivral ship for pickup, and defend the position until extraction could be achieved. However, the pathogen that had prevented the Tivral from retrieving their own kind now reared its head among the human members of the rescue team. Initial symptoms were mild and easily dismissed as fatigue or the effects of the jungle's harsh environment, but it soon became evident that something far more serious was at play. The team's medic, Dr. Lena Hart, identified the symptoms as consistent with exposure to a hitherto unknown pathogen, likely the very one the Tivral had warned them about. The realization that they were not only racing against the rogue faction but also against time and the invisible threat of an alien disease added a new level of urgency to their mission. Every moment spent in the jungle increased their exposure and risk of contagion, making the need for extraction not just a matter of mission success, but of survival. In a daring move, Alex decided to use the Tivral technology to amplify their distress signal, knowing it would draw the attention of both their allies in orbit and their enemies hidden within the jungle's embrace. The gamble was monumental. It was a beacon for rescue that also served as a clarion call to their pursuers. The night before extraction was to take place, the team fortified their position, setting up defenses with a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology. They were a unit bound by a common purpose, each member fully aware of the stakes involved. The camaraderie that had blossomed among them, nurtured by shared danger and the mutual goal of safeguarding the Tivral child, was palpable, a testament to the extraordinary circumstances that had drawn them together. As dawn approached, the sounds of the jungle were pierced by the hum of approaching spacecraft, both the Tivral's advanced shuttles descending from the stars and the menacing drones deployed by the rogue faction, heralding the commencement of a final standoff. The team braced for conflict, ready to protect their charges at all costs. The ensuing battle was a maelstrom of light and sound, a chaotic blend of advanced alien weaponry and primal human determination. Alex and his team fought with a ferocity born of desperation, defending the airstrip against waves of attackers, both human and drone. Amidst the chaos, the Tivral child, once the mission's objective, became its fiercest defender. using its unique abilities to shield the team from harm and disable the enemy's technology. In the end, as the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded into the morning light, the Tevral extraction ship made its descent, a beacon of hope amidst the devastation. The team, battered but unbroken, made their way aboard with the Tevral child and its earthly companions, leaving behind the Amazon but taking with them the indelible marks of their journey. The pathogen's shadow loomed over their victory, a reminder of the invisible threads that bind all life in the universe, for better or worse. As the ship ascended, carrying them toward the stars and away from the dangers they had faced, the team looked back at the Earth, a blue gem in the vastness of space, forever changed by the extraordinary adventure that had unfolded in its heart. As the Tevral extraction ship ascended, leaving the verdant expanse of the Amazon and the trials of Earth behind, the mood among Alex's team was a complex tapestry of relief, exhaustion, and apprehension. The pathogen that had been a silent stalker throughout their mission now took center stage as symptoms began to manifest more aggressively among the team. Dr. Lena Hart, with her makeshift lab aboard the alien vessel, worked tirelessly, analyzing the pathogen with the advanced equipment provided by their Tevral hosts. The race against time had taken on a new form, finding a cure for a disease that was alien to humanity, but perilously active within them. The Tevral, true to their word and grateful for the return of their child, committed their best minds and resources to assist in finding a cure. The collaboration between human and alien science, once a distant dream, was now a necessity. The Tevral shared their medical knowledge freely, revealing insights into their biology and the pathogens that plagued them, some of which bore striking resemblances to Earth's own microscopic menaces. This exchange of knowledge, born of necessity, fostered a deeper understanding and respect between the two species. Meanwhile, the Tevral child, now safely aboard its home ship, became an unexpected bridge between the cultures. It recounted tales of its time on Earth, of the humans who had fought to protect it, and of the animals it had befriended. These stories, filled with innocence and wonder, served to humanize the team in the eyes of the Tevral, who had long viewed humanity from a distance, with a mixture of curiosity and caution. As the ship neared the Tevral homeworld, a breakthrough occurred. Dr. Hart, working with the Tevral scientists, identified a compound that could neutralize the pathogen, a compound that was remarkably similar to one found in the Earth's own biodiversity. The cure was a testament to the shared heritage of life in the universe, to the common threads that linked the fate of all beings regardless of origin. The administration of the cure was a moment fraught with tension, for it was untested on humans. Yet as the first doses were administered, the signs of the disease began to recede, replaced by the slow but unmistakable return of health. The team, once on the brink of succumbing to an alien disease, was now on the path to recovery, their lives saved by the very beings they had set out to rescue. Their arrival on the Tevral homeworld was a moment of triumph and reflection. The planet, with its floating cities and landscapes that blended technology and nature in seamless harmony, was unlike anything the team had ever seen. Yet the warm welcome they received from the Tevral, who greeted them not as alien saviors but as friends and equals, was familiar in its sincerity and warmth. The cure for the pathogen was not the only gift the team received. The Tevral, in a gesture of gratitude, offered humanity a place among the stars, an invitation to join a galactic community that had long remained hidden from them. This offer, extended with the hope of future collaboration and friendship, was a beacon of hope for a world that had often looked to the stars in wonder and longing. As the team prepared to return to Earth, their mission complete, they carried with them more than the cure for a deadly disease. They brought back stories of courage and unity, of a child from the stars who had shown them the power of empathy, and of a people who, despite their advanced technology and profound differences, shared the same hopes, fears, and dreams as humanity. The journey back to Earth was a time of reflection for Alex and his team, a chance to process the incredible events they had experienced. They returned as heroes, not just for the lives they had saved or the child they had returned, but for bridging the gap between humanity and the stars. The future was uncertain, filled with the promise of new challenges and new horizons, But one thing was clear. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe. The adventure on the Amazon was just the beginning.